The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers for the week of February 9 to 13, hint that Ridge Forrester and Deacon Sharp face off while Sheila Sharp ponders a clue and Taylor Hayes deals with Backlash. After Steffi Forrester Finnegan updates Ridge on Taylor and Deacon's mutual attraction, she'll presumably reveal how she worked to shut their romance down. Steffi gave Taylor an ultimatum and made it clear that she'd be cut out of her family if she pursued Deacon any further. Even if Ridge thinks that's a little extreme, he may agree that Taylor needs to understand this is serious business. At some point, Ridge will surely confront Taylor and point out that she can't risk being kept away from Steffi and the kids. Furthermore, Ridge may argue that Taylor deserves far better than Deacon and urge her to look elsewhere for love. Of course, Deacon is the man Taylor wants, so they'll keep seeing each other when no one else is watching. B&B spoilers say Sheila will continue to believe her marriage is on solid ground, but for how much longer? Sheila could get a clue if she pushes Deacon to finish their earlier conversation, since he said they needed to talk. Instead of breaking up with Sheila just yet, Deacon might admit he's stopping therapy with Taylor. Sheila may question why, since she feels Taylor has helped them so much, but Deacon may argue that he's in a good place now. In reality, Deacon will just be trying to avoid Steffi's wrath while he sneaks around with Taylor. Back with Ridge, you can bet he'll corner Deacon for a fierce face-off at some point. Ridge might even deck Deacon for making moves on Taylor while she's vulnerable and warn him to never go near her again. However, the heart wants what it wants, and Deacon's heart now wants Taylor. It'll feel downright impossible for Deacon to give Taylor up when she wants him just as much. On another note, Carter Walton and Daphne Rose's wedding plans will move forward. Steffi will slide into the matron of honor spot and start preparing for Daphne's bachelorette party. Since Ridge will be Carter's best man, he may throw a bachelor bash as well. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say there'll be some exciting buildup ahead of Carter and Daphne's big day, so stick with us for any wedding-related news to come. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers hint that Hope Logan Spencer may panic over Liam Spencer's designer revelation. Will Hope's husband leak Eric Forrester's shocker and admit he's joined the Logan team? In B&B's February 4th episode, Liam was stunned to discover Eric was Katie Logan Spencer's new lead designer. Once Liam put the puzzle together, he immediately started worrying about how Ridge Forrester and Brooke Logan Forrester would react to the news. Eric, Katie, and Bill Spencer all pushed Liam to keep his mouth shut for the time being. Liam was even pressured to keep this a secret from Hope. But is that really something he can actually do? Liam finally has Hope back in his life and is thrilled with the way things are going in their latest marriage chapter. Keeping a secret this big could rock the boat and reignite relationship issues that Liam would rather leave behind. Hope and Liam made a major commitment to each other in their marriage vows, so he doesn't want to do anything to jeopardize the good place they're in. With that in mind, Liam might decide to leak what he knows and count on Hope to keep the secret too. Perhaps Liam will admit he learned something huge that he doesn't want to keep from Hope. However, Liam may also make Hope promise she'll keep a lid on this if he gives her updates on what he's learned. Hope may assure Liam that her lips are sealed, but what happens if Liam confesses Eric is Katie's mystery designer? It could leave Hope panicking, since she'll know Brooke and Ridge are going to be absolutely furious. Hope may fear that the longer Eric waits to divulge this shocker, the angrier Ridge and Brooke are going to be when the truth comes out. Brooke and Ridge are going to feel blindsided regardless, but delaying things like Tiss is only going to make matters worse. Even if Hope decides to honor Eric's wishes, she might confront him along with Katie and Bill after Liam spills. Hope might warn Katie that she's setting herself up to face Brooke's wrath and worry that their sister connection could be ruined forever. The same goes for Eric's father-son bond with Ridge. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say Hope could land in a tight spot if Liam goes against the secrecy demand and leaks the Logan designer truth. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers for Thursday, February 5th, reveal that Steffi Forrester Finnegan will leak Taylor Hayes' new man to Ridge Forrester. Deacon Sharp will also do some sneaky sizzling with Taylor, so let's talk about what's ahead on B&B. Although Steffi handed down a stern ultimatum, that won't stop Taylor from meeting up with Deacon again. Deacon and Taylor's feelings for each other have exploded, so they're having a hard time containing what's in their hearts. Steffi warned that she'd cut Taylor out of her family if she continued associating with Deacon, but Taylor will have another makeout session with him anyway. Deacon and Taylor might even be ready to hit the sheet soon despite what's at stake. Taylor doesn't want to lose Steffi, Kelly Spencer, and Hayes Finnegan, but staying away from Deacon will feel impossible in this moment. There'll be some sizzling scenes as Deacon and Taylor find themselves unable to resist each other. In the meantime, Ridge may check in with Steffi and wonder how Taylor's really doing. Perhaps Ridge will worry about Taylor being lonely following their breakup, but Steffi may admit Taylor's found the worst man possible to keep her company. Since Steffi will spill Taylor and Deacon's feelings for each other by the end of the week, that could be part of Thursday's cliffhanger moment. Steffi may shock Ridge by admitting that Taylor has fallen for Deacon and that she could provoke Sheila's wrath if this keeps up. Sheila has a history of going off the rails, so Steffi has good reasons to fear for Taylor and their family if Sheila reverts to a worse version of herself. The best thing Deacon and Taylor can do is pump the brakes, but Steffi can't force them to steer clear of each other. The bold and the beautiful spoilers say Taylor and Deacon's sneaky sizzling will inevitably lead to chaos, so stay tuned for updates on the infuriating news that's eventually headed Sheila's way. How many boyfriends does Electra Forrester need on The Bold and the Beautiful? Since Linnea Grace's debut on the daytime soap, she's been madly in love with her man Will Spencer Jr., but frankly, there wasn't anyone else for her to be with on the soap at that time. Sharing is caring, even on daytime TV. Now that there's another young hunk in La La Land, will Electra Forrester call dibs on him too? Here's what's coming up next on Bold and Beautiful. Spoilers down below. The Bold and the Beautiful previews reveal that RJ Forrester is fresh meat at Forrester Creations, and all of the girls will notice, including Electra Forrester. Nicoletti confirmed a few weeks ago that he and Electra will be sharing a lot of scenes on upcoming episodes of the soap opera, but she has a boyfriend. Meanwhile, RJ might flirt with his fake cousin at the office and build a bond with her. Will Spencer will reportedly even catch them flirting. Since Electra is off the market, RJ Forrester isn't going to hang around waiting for her to break up with Will Spencer. In fact, spoilers say he might even spend Valentine's Day with Miss Dillon. Electra Forrester threw a fit because Dillon was hanging around her man. She should actually be relieved that the homeless art teacher has found another hunk to follow around and lust after. But instead, B&B spoilers hint Electra gets jealous and has a problem with Dillon canoodling with RJ too. There aren't many men on The Bold and the Beautiful, and the writers are really spreading them thin for the ladies these days. Is Electra Forrester just being greedy? Can she call dibs on Will and RJ? Let us know what you think down below, and keep checking Soap Opera Spy daily for new B&B spoilers and updates. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say that it's only going to be a matter of time before the truth comes out, as it always does, right? Clearly, we are talking about Dillon, as a lot of viewers seem to agree that something must be up with the character, because she's not only beautiful and sweet and caring, but she's also someone who right now doesn't seem to have an agenda. And if there's anything that we've learned about life in this fictional town of Los Angeles, it's that the truth is going to come out sooner or later, and that's going to include Dillon's haunting secret. Because at this point, we've all got to agree that something must be up with her, right? Of course, B&B fans certainly did have a lot to say about the matter on social media. Some even commented with, "She has so much chemistry and a strong connection with Will. Their scenes seemed natural and not forced like with Electra." I think that Electra is going to throw a tantrum and try to make Will throw Dillon back out on the street, but Will refuse. Another critic wrote, "I noticed that Dillon has way more chemistry with Will than with his Electra. I appreciate how natural and mature their interactions are. I don't know where it's going, but I don't want to see D&D character thrown under the bus and turned into another crazed, murderous psychopath like Luna." And then there was this comment as well. "I'm still not sure about her. I think Ivy touched on something this week. There is some backstory to Miss Dillon that we don't know about. I think she has a far more sinister past than we know. She hit Luna, but sent a cryptic, anonymous text to Electra." Then again, B&B fans will simply have to tune in each and every day to find out what will happen next. The Bold and the Beautiful airs weekdays on the CBS network. Check your local listings for times. On the February 4th, 2026 episode of The Bold and the Beautiful, everyone wondered who Katie's new designer was, but Liam was the one to learn the truth. Hope and Liam spent time together in the design office, and she was beyond stressed. There was a lot going on at Forrester, and Eric's retirement caused even more strain. Liam remarked that Eric stepping down surprised him, but it appeared that Ridge forced him out of the company. Liam believed that if it were Bill who needed to retire, he would have handled things differently. Instead, Ridge threw Eric a party that forced him out of the fashion house he founded. Eric was offended, and the damage was done. Ridge encouraging Eric to come back if he felt like it wasn't enough. Liam thought that Brooke and Katie would resolve their current issues as they had done in the past. This was far from the first time the sisters found themselves in deep conflict. Hope revealed that Brooke tried to fix things with Katie, but it was no use. Liam defended Katie's right to use the name Logan for her new company. Hope reminded him that nobody in the fashion industry thought of anyone besides Brooke when they heard that name. Liam clearly wasn't itching for a fight, so he backed off and agreed that Brooke was synonymous with the name Logan. However, if Katie was successful with her new venture, that could change. Logan could become known for both women. Hope and Liam agreed to remain neutral in the Logan sister battle, which was best for everyone involved. Hope asked Liam if he knew the identity of Katie's new designer. He didn't, but he also dodged the question about whether he would tell her when he did. Liam had to leave to pick up their daughter, so the conversation would have to be tabled. Ridge kissed Brooke in the CEO's office, and she loved how frisky he was. Brooke admitted that she was more in love with Ridge in the present than ever before. However, she missed Katie. She missed working closely with her. Things were so much different than they used to be. Ridge shocked Brooke by saying that Katie was welcome back at Forrester anytime she wanted. She asked if Ridge would rehire her, and he confirmed that he would. Katie excelled at her PR position, and he believed she never would have left if Bill hadn't dangled the fashion house in front of her. Ridge was convinced that it was Bill who pushed for Katie to move forward with the name Logan. Bill was always going to be Ridge's #1 enemy, and nothing and nobody would change that. Brooke wondered if she was unreasonable for wanting Katie to change the company name. Ridge didn't think it mattered because he didn't see Logan becoming a success. Brooke received a call from the press asking for a comment about Katie's new company. They tried to bait her into saying something negative about her sister, but she refused. Brooke opened up to Ridge about the mystery designer for Katie's new line, but Ridge questioned whether the person even existed. At Spencer, Katie worried about the cost of Eric working as a designer at Logan. Bill was proud that no ageism existed at their company. Eric could thrive under their umbrella without feeling thrown out to pasture. Eric showed up soon after in a full disguise, so he wouldn't be recognized going into the building. Katie was concerned that she still had no designs for her debut line, but Eric informed her that he had some. Bill and Katie were thoroughly impressed with Eric's latest designs. Shiggy eyes and sings, and it was just the thing to jumpstart Logan into the spotlight. However, Bill needed more from Eric. He wanted reassurance that Eric was in this for the long haul. While it was entertaining to see Eric stick it to Brooke and Ridge, Logan needed Eric to survive. Eric appreciated that Katie was someone who did the right thing for the right reasons. The qualities that made Katie special were one of the primary reasons he agreed to join Logan. Still, he felt deeply hurt that Ridge and the rest of his family forced him out of his company. They chose when he needed to walk away, but the artistry never wavered. Eric requested that they keep his identity as their lead designer under wraps. Katie agreed and noted that only the three of them and Donna knew the truth. However, just as Katie said that, Liam walked in, stunned to see Eric at Spencer. Liam noticed the designs scattered across the room. He told everyone that Hope had inquired about who the designer was, and although he didn't know then, he believed he did now. Liam exclaimed, "Eric Forrester is your new designer?" Bill apologized for keeping Liam in the dark, but they couldn't say anything until they were sure of Eric's involvement. Now that Bill and Katie knew how committed he was, they needed Liam to keep quiet. Not even Hope could be clued in about Eric. Eric looked everyone in the eye and declared, "Eric Forrester's new chapter is right here, right now." Valentine's Day is just 2 weeks away on The Bold and the Beautiful, and spoilers say fans won't want to miss a moment of the drama on the romantic holiday. With so many couples on B&B right now, you would think that Valentine's Day 2026 would be a magical one. But when Cupid's arrows start flying in 2 weeks, all hell is going to break loose. Keep reading to find out who hits the sheets and who cheats this year on V-Day. Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers below. Steffi Forrester and Dr. John Finnegan are one of the most long-lasting marriages on the soap right now. Queen Steffi and Finn will most likely have a low-key night at home and crack a bottle of champagne to celebrating the holiday. Considering everything their marriage has survived, there's no sign of their relationship falling apart in 14 days. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say that Carter and Daphne are moving full steam ahead with their wedding plans and racing to the altar to say, "I do." Could they throw a wedding together in 2 weeks and get married on Valentine's Day? Financially speaking, it's a brilliant way to reduce the cost of marital gifts over the years if your anniversary falls on V-Day. So far so good, but Bold and Beautiful, spoilers have been hinting for weeks now that Liam and Hope could hit a bump in the road. The newlyweds are working carefully to navigate married life while they are on opposite sides of a fashion company war. It's only a matter of time before they start butting heads at home over their careers and alliances. Here's to hoping they have at least one good Valentine's Day before the you-know-what hits the fan. The couple or couple to watch on Valentine's Day this year on B&B will be Electra Forrester and Will Spencer Jr. Right now, Electra has no idea that Aunt Ivy busted Miss Dillon doing a PG ballet striptease for Will Spencer. But we can imagine the fallout when the truth comes out. There's a very chance that Electra and Will could both be single by V-Day this year. Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say RJ Forrester and Miss Dillon will meet soon on the soap. Could sparks fly between the designer and homeless art teacher? So far, Dillon has been obsessed with Will Spencer, but RJ Forrester is just as handsome and rich. Do you think Will and Electra are going to still be together by Valentine's Day? Since Dillon is technically single, will RJ Forrester put moves on her? Let us know what you think in the comments down below, and keep checking back here on Soap Opera Spy for more Bold and Beautiful news and updates. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers indicate that Sydney Bullock recently addressed some Luna Nozawa mask and plastic surgery fan theories. Bullock also revealed whether Dillon is evil, so let's look at what she said in a new interview with Saudi. Although B&B's making it seem like Dillon's headed for the exit door, that's not the case since Sydney Bullock is on contract. In fact, Bullock promised a messy little foursome is coming up soon. Of course, that foursome will include Dillon, Will Spencer, Electra Forrester, and RJ Forrester. Bullock admitted she's always learning new details about her character and enjoys seeing all the surprises in her scripts. Some viewers have wondered about Dillon's motives and whether she's as bad as Ivy Forrester thinks she is. However, Bullock suggested it's a case of someone with a good heart making not-so-great choices. But my interpretation for now is that she's not evil. She just maybe doesn't make all the best decisions, Bullock said, before acknowledging that Dillon's been through a lot of difficult situations. It was easy for Dillon to get caught up in her crush on Will since he gave her somewhere safe to land in a tough time. Dillon cares about Electra too, so it's been quite the inner battle for her. Since there have been wild fan theories about Luna being alive and somehow coming back in the form of Dillon, Bullock addressed those and shut down the idea that her character is mentally unstable. As far as I know, I'm not Luna in a mask or Luna with plastic surgery to look like Dillon. I think Dillon, she's genuine. She's not a psychopath, Bullock confirmed. Although Sydney Bullock made it clear that her character isn't Luna 2.0, she admitted Dillon perhaps has a rebellious side. Dillon has the potential to be a bit more of a bad girl than Electra from Bullock's perspective. The Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say Dillon's storyline will lead to some shocking news and new sources of conflict, so stay tuned for updates on all the action. Katie Spencer and Eric Forrester have been trying to keep their new partnership a secret on The Bold and the Beautiful, but every week, a new person learns that Ridge's father is Katie's new designer. Beatty is going to have to start passing out NDAs at this rate. Will Liam Spencer be able to keep their secret? Keep reading to find out. So far, Liam Spencer has been in the dark about the fashion aspect of Katie Spencer's new fashion house. It's hard for Liam not to notice that his stepmom and dad Dollar Bill are having secret meetings with Ridge Forrester's father. Bold and the Beautiful, spoilers say this week that Katie and Eric Forrester will start getting busy on the company's new line. Liam Spencer will be shocked when he realizes that the designer everyone has been trying to keep a secret is Forrester Creations' patriarch, Eric. At first, Liam will probably be excited for Beatty's huge new addition to the company. Logan is going to need all the extra help it can get to compete against Forrester Creations and start a brand from the ground up. Once the shock wears off and reality sets in, Liam will realize that this secret could wreak havoc on his marriage to Hope Logan, the bold and the beautiful. Spoilers say that Liam will be sworn to secrecy. Will he be able to keep his lips sealed at the dinner table with his wife, though? Everyone at Forrester Creations is trying to figure out the identity of Katie's new mystery designer. If Hope starts quizzing her husband about who is working for his stepmom, will Liam lie? Will she be able to forgive him if he doesn't come clean?